All right, today, 3 more little white fluffy dogs.
Yeah, but these are
That's like the SPCA's answer to like the LBD, little black dress that's little white fluffy dogs.
Benji wasn't like all white though. Benji had like some
Champagne.
marbling.
Like,
No, he did. He had the tan and the little bit of gray in him.
There's no chance
brown.
Benji's still here. You'll have to check on that and get back to us next
I will.
week.
I'll check. I should have checked before I got here.
Yeah.
He is a cutie.
But these little white puppies are cuties too, and they are so young. They're only 3 months old. So these are little Maltese mixes, and these are just tiny. And we have 3 females left because we did have 5 puppies.
Oh wow.
And they're all like under 5 pounds. So,
How did
and
they
they're
get
going to
5 puppies?
They came in as litter. But either way, they came in tiny, tiny puppies. So we had some wonderful fosters help to raise them, and now they're ready for adoption. So they're all spayed and they're ready to go, but they're tiny and they're going to stay small.
And what are their names?
They are it's Pearl, Snowflake, and Diamond.
I don't know how you guys get these animals apart.
I know.
Any of them.
Yeah.
When I see the volunteers at the SPCA,
Oh, we know 'em.
they know exactly who it is.
And you don't do like I guess they have like names on the
Surrender worm?
no, on the
What's that?
kennels on the
kennels.
runs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So like I was gonna say you should have like little name tags on their collars. So you could know who they are. Like that's the only way that I would be able to.
Right. Well, when the litters of kittens come in and we do name them, we'll put like a temporary little collar on them.
Yeah.
Sometimes there'll be like 5 black kittens and they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
But as they grow, you start to see like the difference.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then right when you feel like you know them, then they're gone.
Then they go to a home.
And then there's a fresh batch.
That's right. Because then it's kitten season.
And it's kitten season, like it always is.
Hey, last week we were talking about Subarus in the snow.
Yeah.
And how good they are. And we know, I guess last year we talked about Consumer Reports said Subaru was like the most reliable brand.
Yeah, number one.
Overtook the Toyota, Lexus things and stuff like that.
Number one.
And JD Power now says that the Crosstrek is the most reliable Subaru of 2025.
Wow.
And they did particularly talk
talk
about snow handling and capability in that. So
Sweet. Yeah, no, the Crosstrek's great. They all handle very well in the snow. The Crosstrek's fun. It's a little smaller, not as heavy as the other cars, but still the traction and everything is perfectly
Absolutely.
and then I saw Edmunds was talking about like used cars,
Mhm.
and they said the best bet for under 25,000 is an Impreza.
Yeah.
And they said that they said particularly the 2022 version, they said was an outstanding for some reason.
It's very specific.
Yeah, it was. But he said, no, the Imprezas for sure are, if you're looking for a solid used car under 25.
Yeah.
Sure look-
I mean, you can get there with a Forester and an Outback as well. It just depends upon the miles and the year. But yeah, I mean, the Impreza is going to be the least expensive new vehicle that we have. So if you're obviously looking at a pre-owned car, I would definitely look at a certified pre-owned, Subaru certified pre-owned, because of all the different safety checks and the 152 point inspection that we put them through. Makes it so it's very reliable, and usually very affordable.
That's all. Well, we're up here at Annapolis Subaru. What are these big blue folders all over your desk?
Blue folders? Oh, those are. I've got some loaner cars that I have to put into our loaner fleet.
So that's just a new car coming in for somebody to borrow when their car's in service?
Yeah, so we have about 40 loaner cars. We try to we have 40. Yeah, so we try to utilize them as much as possible. So a customer comes in, if it's a service that's going to take a little bit of time, or they have to go to work, or they have something that they have to do. As long as they set an appointment ahead of time, we can usually provide them with a loaner vehicle. So we usually keep those in our loaner fleet for about 4 to 5 months, and then when we replace them with new cars, and then we put the retired loaners for sale as certified pre-owns.
Really?
Mm.
Okay, so somebody can come in and get a deal on essentially a brand new Subaru that has a handful of miles.
Yeah, we try to get them out before 6,000, but usually it's between 5,000 and 8,000 miles, depending upon the time that they're in. But
Generally they've all been babied by Annapolis Subaru.
yeah, we change their oil, we rotate the tires, we clean them every week. Customers drive them. Most of our customers are very responsible.
Yeah.
But most. But yeah, it's a great program. So a lot of times what will happen is somebody comes in and they're looking at a particular vehicle and it might be a little bit out of their budget, and then they see that we have something that's very similar, or maybe a car that has a few more features on it. but it's the same price as, let's say a premium, and it's a limited. They might opt to go with the certified pre-owned versus the new. But it's a good program that we have, and our customers really enjoy it. Yeah.
So I never thought of that.
So do you ever, do you take the time to say, okay, they have a Crosstrek, so I want to give them a loaner to Crosstrek, or do you kind of shake it up and let them drive a different model?
Yeah, it depends on availability and how far out they book. But yeah, we usually ask if they have a preference for what they'd like to drive. We don't have any WRXs. Don't get any ideas, John. But yeah, we have Ascents, Crosstreks, Outbacks, and Foresters.
Well, I imagine also easier for a customer that if I'm used to driving an Outback or a Forester or a Crosstrek or whatever it is to get into an Outback, a Crosstrek, or a Forester, because everything's very familiar.
Yeah, it's also a good opportunity if if you're considering upgrading or getting something a little bigger, maybe downsizing to something a little bit smaller. Kind of view it as an extended test drive while your car's getting serviced.
But then you can't sit downstairs in your nice waiting area and sit in the black chairs and eat snacks like I did. It's a very comfortable room to be in, right?
Yeah, you could miss out on that.
That's the only thing. You have really good snacks, and the time went by very fast because of that.
Good, love to hear it. And then we also have our secondary waiting room upstairs with the fireplace that you can sit by.
I wasn't invited to go to that one.
Well, that is quiet. It's our quiet waiting area, Kelly. So we kept you downstairs. Fireplace up here. Yeah.
That's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, gas fireplace. It's really nice.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
Good ambiance.
The last thing that we did at the end of 24, we went back into that really loud room with the big boys in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did.
Why are they here so long? And what can we do to help them? There's got to be something. It's like love. There's
someone out there.
There's someone out there for everybody.
I agree.
So there's somebody out there for every dog.
And we are very fortunate that those people do come through the doors of the SPCA to come and adopt. We don't necessarily call them project dogs, but they are a dog that when you're adopting, it's not going to be the easiest. You don't just take them home and they jump on the sofa and they get in, they hang out and just be regular dogs. Some of them have socialization problems, or that when they were a puppy, they didn't get the proper training or the manners that they needed to be taught to actually succeed in a home, without being fearful or, protecting too much. There's just various things that maybe they are lacking, or they're protective of their toys, and so therefore they can't go home with kids, and they can't go home with people that that aren't going to be on guard. That okay, I'm gonna go grab the toy, and he's going to possibly act out. So it's not that they're dangerous dogs. It's just some of those dogs just need special attention at all times. You just don't want to say, oh, okay, let's just take him to the dog park, and then you realize he's like guarding.
Go
his
chat
toy.
with your friend.
Yeah, and he's guarding his toy and things like that. So we've had so many dogs that may have socialization issues or behavioral issues that do go home and succeed, and it's been great. But it takes that special adopter on.
And you guys are fully transparent with everybody when they come in, right? Because you don't want to have a dog that's in a certain situation, comes to the SPCA, and then gets put back in that.
We don't want to put anyone in danger, and we certainly don't want to set up the dog to fail. We set them up to succeed. So we're going to find, and that's why we always say it's a good match. It has to be a good match at the home, the environment, the age of the people that are in it, and the commitment or the dedication of the adopters to that particular animal. So, there's some cats that are the same way. They just want to be loners. And just leave them alone. And some people do come in saying, hey, I don't want a lap cat. I don't want a cat that's, in my face, walking across my computer all day. Yeah. Or walking across my keypad, So, you're right. Those people are out there. But sometimes, they're a one-person dog.
Well, that speaks to, again, we've talked about it before, but that really speaks to the quality, for lack of a better word, of the SPCA, that you're vetting, the dogs with the people to make sure that they can do that. You mentioned the dog park. Quick question, and someone was arguing with me on this, and I know we've got a leash law in Anne Arundel County that everybody's supposed to be on a leash when they're out in public, except in the dog park, where they can go leash free. Can they go to the dog beach leash free at Quiet Waters? It's not fenced in. I've never seen a dog on a leash down there except when they're leaving or coming or going. Do you know what the law is on that?
I do not.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Somebody
Quiet Waters question, I guess.
And I'm like, I've never seen.
It's true.
It's a good
go
into the water.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if we can figure this out quick.
Could you look into that for us?
It's worth a Google.
Yeah, that was a question that I wasn't quite sure. Certainly the dog parks are, and we need more dog parks though.
We really do. We need more dog parks. And just talking about those dogs that you're referring to, I mean, some of them, and it's not about breeds because they can be any size or any breed, it's not just only.
Well, another
one
say
it's the bully breed.
JC.
Yeah,
he looks like an Irish
fluffy.
wolfpack.
Yes, right. And then we have little Yorkies in there and, obviously some bully breeds. And so, okay, what's the verdict?
Would you like to know the rule?
Absolutely.
Unleash dogs on the beach?
All dogs must be healthy, vaccinated, and collared with identification. Owners, handlers must remain inside the dog beach area with leash within view and voice control of their dog or dogs at all times. Limit of 2 dogs per adult.
So I guess that means they do not need to be leashed.
They have to be able to be leashed,
right?
But don't necessarily have to be leashed at all times.
Yeah.
It'd be hard. I like when they slid in there that you need to have voice control of your dog, like ever.
Yeah.
Drop that turkey leg you just grabbed off of the counter. Stop. But okay, so
thank you, Bill, for that. Yes,
you got it.
Now so I can take my whole pack there. Okay.
No, you can't.
I cannot take. I cannot take all 3 of them.
You have to pick 2 out of the many.
Now, did you get a special permit to have like the 1,000 that you had at the puppy plunge?
I didn't think of that. But you're right. They're off leash.
Don't say permit in Maryland.
No, you can't. Especially not in the city of Annapolis.
No. That was in the county, and that was
right.
Also in the county, and also it's private property.
It was, yeah.
Oh yes,
you're right.
Camp Plus is private.
But Quiet Waters is not.
It's public, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys going to your Subaru national meetings pretty soon, I guess. We're in sort of middle to late January right now.
Yeah, I gotta look and see when that is.
And then your flight's leaving at 5, Bill.
Thing that John keeps your schedule here.
And they'll shovel it out here, okay?
And then we got about a month and a half or 2 months, I guess it is, until we hear we start to be able to effectively pester you about the Blue Ribbon Project and share the love from a couple months ago.
That is true.
Oh, that's right.
We're in our own little lull here, where we're just kind of calculating and waiting to see where the chips fall. But we sold a bunch of cars. I know that.
For a great cause. That's sure. That's always exciting when it comes up for next year. You guys looking into people for next year already?
Always. Yeah, we usually have it pretty figured out by this point. So,
Diamond, Snowflake, Pearl. I sound like Spice Girls. Sounds
you should move out. With Snowflake Diamond Pearl or Snowflake Pearl Diamond.
Okay, well, let's look at that.
Diamonds and Rust. There was a old 70s song, something Diamonds and Rust.
That's out of my wheelhouse.
That's what, yeah.
Pressure makes diamonds.
These 3-month-old female Maltese mixes, they need to go home. Certainly we need to find out whether Benji went home. And next week I expect to hear that Chloe's going too.
Yes.
So Chloe's been there. So that's the marching orders for anybody that's listening is Diamond, Snowflake, and Pearl, Benji, and Chloe. Tough orders, but I have confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I think it can be done. It's not unattainable.
That's right.
Yeah. And again, congratulations to Subaru with the JD Power and what they say as far as the reliable brand being like Crosstreks, our namesake here, and then the Impreza for the best pre-owned.
Can't beat them.
AnnapolisSubaru.com, also at 149 Old Solomon's Island Road. You still may see a few of the folks still digging out the remnants from the storm a little bit ago, but they are here with all the safe cars that you need for the winter and beyond.
Yeah.
And at the SPCA, AACSPCA.org. And if you have some time, some gumption, some stubbornness, look at some of these dogs that have been there for a while and see if you can give them a home, because there is a dog for everybody. And there isn't everybody there is a body for every dog. And you just got to match them up. So don't neglect them. They loud, they bark. Their bark is worse than their bite, and they don't bite. And go check them out, and let's get them adopted as well. Except for Cody. Cody's got to stay there. Where he's like the grand.
Cody's a lifer.
Happy, yeah.
He's the granddad at SPCA.
Totally, yes.
SPCA was founded. Cody came in 99 years ago.
There you go.
Yeah, AK.
He's been there. All right. Well, we will see you guys next week.
See you next week.
See you next week.